Everyone, welcome to Hacker Hip. In this video, we will look into how to solve the number of islands problem. So this is one of the classic problems that has been asked in Amazon, Facebook, and all other companies. So we will go through this problem. Before we start solving, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more updates. Please do hit that like button because YouTube algorithm won't show my video to others. So please do that. Okay. Let's jump into the problem. So given 2D grid, map ones and zeros, count the number of islands. An island is surrounded by water and is formed by connecting adjacents horizontally and vertically. You may assume all 4 edges of the grid are all surrounded by water. So basically, in the given first example, it's 1, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 1. All these 6 ones are adjacent to each other, so that's one island, and this one is even this is connected. Basically all the ones are connected here, so it's a one island. And in the second example, if you look closer, it has these 4 ones that are adjacent to each other, and the diagonal one doesn't count as adjacent. So yeah, these 4 are one island, this one is just one island, and these 2 are one island. So to go through the example, let's take this example of 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 0 0 1. If you take this example, the total number of islands would be 2 here, because this is one island and this is one island. How do we do it? It is kind of a tree problem where you will check for if there are any children to the particular node, and we will iterate through that recursively, and when there are no nodes on 4 sides of it, we will count it as one island, or else we will continue on that recursively. So we can do it either by breadth first search or depth first search. So if you take this particular example, the ones can be mapped like 1, and it has this one has 1 children on the right side, and this particular one has 3 children. So 1 1 1. Either you can do depth first search, like we will check for this node and then this node once all, and then this node. For this, I will go with the depth first search solution, where I will check if node is 1. What I would do is then I will call this a recursive function where it will take the index of it, dfs of node comma index I comma j, and I will call this recursive function using dfs of node comma I plus 1 comma j, all the 4 sides basically, node comma I minus 1 comma j, node comma I comma j plus 1, and finally node comma I comma j minus 1. So calling this recursively, we will check all the child nodes of this. The child node of this one is 1, and we will go ahead and check with this, and this doesn't have any child node, so it will return back, and we will loop through this one coming back, and we will return this. So eventually what we need to do is we need to do a depth first search on every single one and go below, and when we found that there are no adjacent ones, that's when we will count the island, or else we won't count the island. Let's go back to Leetcode and solve this problem. So I'm back here in Leetcode. As I said, I will get the rows. Int rows is equal to grid dot length. Int columns is equal to grid of 0 dot length. Now for int I is equal to 0, I less than rows, I plus plus, int j is equal to 0, j less than columns, j plus plus. If, as I said, we need to check if that particular index is 1 or not. Grid of I j is equal to 1, what we need to do is call that DFS function where we pass the grid comma I comma j, and once it return back, we need to initialize the count as 0, number of islands is equal to 0. Now we will increase number of islands is equal plus plus, we increment it. So now we need to just fill this DFS function. That's all we need to do. Now this would be a void. We won't be returning anything. We will just loop through it and return at the end DFS of char grid comma int I comma int j. So this is a character, so this should be annotated like this. So what we need to do is we will be calling this recursively, as I mentioned, DFS of grid comma I plus 1 comma j, DFS of grid comma I comma j plus 1. Basically we are passing or traversing all the 4 sides, grid comma I minus 1 comma j comma I comma j minus 1. That is it. But when we are calling recursively, what happens is we need to check, right? So for this example, for the first index, when it is 1, we will be calling DFS of grid comma 1 comma 1. So if we don't have any checks here, what happens is we will be calling grid comma 2 comma 1 and grid comma 1 comma 2, similarly grid comma 0 comma 1 and my bad, grid comma 1 comma 0. So what happens is we don't want to check 2 comma 1 again because we already visited when we call grid for 2 comma 1. Similarly, we don't want to repetitively check it. So what we will do is we will go ahead and place checks here to check if we haven't visited. If grid of I comma j not equal to 1, we would just return. And for that to do it, we need to update that grid location every time we visited. So we will replace it with some 2 or something like this. So let's go ahead and do it. So every time we visit it, what we do is grid of I comma j is equal to 2, so that we are not looping it again and again. And if I less than 0, or that means the index is, we also need to check the I and j indexes are within the range of rows and columns, and j less than 0 or I greater than or equal to grid dot length, which is the rows, or j greater than or equal to grid of 0 dot length, which are the columns. And we also need to check grid of I comma j not equal to 1. We would just return. If it's 0 or 2 or anything, we would just return, so that we don't revisit again and we don't count the islands. So once we do this, we'll come back here and all we need to do is return number of islands. That's it. So let's run. So it gave the wrong answer as output as 9, which is expected as 1. So let's go ahead and look into that. What did I do? Oh, here I'm checking as 1, which is, but it should be a character. So let me go ahead and submit again. Array index out of bounds. Oh, so we need to do one more check where if it's empty, I just need to send it if grid dot length equal to 0, I would just return the grid or return 0. Basically number of islands are 0. So yeah, it went through. So basically, so let's see how actually the code works here. Let me maximize this a little bit. So here, I will take this second example. The rows will be rows is equal to how many? 5 rows, and the columns are also 5. So the index here is 0, 0. I will be calling DFS DFS of grid comma 0 comma 0, right? So once I had this, so I will check I is not less than 0, j is not less than 0, and all these conditions are passed. So what I'm doing is I'm making this 0, 0 grid as 2. So now that's 2. I will call I plus 1, which is I will send this. So grid of 1 comma 0, which comes here, and again I will call again I plus 1, which is this one. That's when I will also make this as 2. When I call grid of 2 comma 0 here, since it is 0, I'm just returning it. Now it comes to here where I will call grid of 0 comma 1, which I will be coming here, and I will make this as 2, and again I will be calling 1 comma 1, and this will become 2. So eventually this island is done, so I will return back, and now the number of islands is equal to 1. Again I'll keep on traversing it, and when I come to this point, I will pass the index of this, which is 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2. I will pass 2 comma 2. I'll make this particular index as 2, and I will look into 4 sides. It's 0, so it comes back here. Now the number of islands will be 2, and when it comes here again, I'll just pass the 4 sides, and it will count this, and these are 2. This will become 2, so totally the number of islands will become 3. Hope it's clear. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video. I'll be posting Leetcode problems and Java related stuff every week. So hope you like this, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.